Well, now it has been concluded that Arthur Beterbiev is the undisputed 175-pound champion of the world, defeating Bivol, Dmitry Bivol, in this classic matchup, back and forth. I gotta tell you, I'm very happy for Arthur Beterbiev. More importantly, understand this. The man's 39 years old. He's been waiting for this fight for a very long time. As a result of waiting for this fight for a very long time, he now has achieved the pinnacle of his career, which is the undisputed championship. We never would have expected for this fight to turn out the way that it did, but at the same time, when you had all the hype, all the movies that they had going on in the trailers for this fight leading up to it, they had them dressed up as mountain men, looking like a combination of Waterworld slash, I don't know, Braveheart, right? It just all these scenes of all these ancient warriors fighting each other, and then you see it even in the poster. It lived up to the hype. It was exactly that. The fight was a huge mountain to climb, and it was also a very hard-fought fight, a very hard contest, and it went down, right down to the wire in the last round, where they literally had to dig in deep in order to get the win. Movie-like production, movie-like results, and this is what we got out of it. Two guys that are at the top of their league, and by the way, a true 50-50 fight, but by the end of it all, it was Arthur Beterbiev that came out on top. So what exactly does this mean now for Arthur Beterbiev moving forward? Are they going to have a rematch? Well, we all know the answer to that. There is no rematch clause in this particular fight. So as a result of not having any rematch clause, well, guess what? What we now are going to have to deal with is the rebuilding of Bivol, and not only do we need the rebuilding of Bivol, we also need to put Arthur Beterbiev in much more competitive matchups if you really want to see him get tested in ways that he's already been tested tonight. But I'm talking about Alexander Usyk tested. Now, we know that him and Alexander Usyk have a history together in the amateurs. But this is the pros. And what about searching greatness, moving up to the next weight class level? That's what Arthur Beterbiev can look forward to if and when Alexander Usyk remains the unified heavyweight champion of the world. I don't think Arthur Beterbiev has a chance necessarily, or I don't know. I mean, more than likely, it's not a good fight. It's not a good matchup for him to go on, take on somebody like Tyson Fury, Anthony Joshua, guys that are 6'6", 200 plus pounds. But Alexander Usyk can take on those guys. He's big enough to do so. He's 6'3". But at the same time, Arthur Beterbiev is also big enough to take on a 6'3" Alexander Usyk, even though Alexander Usyk can take on guys way bigger than that. And even though maybe Arthur Beterbiev may not necessarily be able to do that. That's what's going on in the horizon for him. With Bivol, like I said, it's just nothing more than a slow build-up, maybe a tune-up fight next, or maybe a highly competitive fight next. Who knows? How about Bivol versus Ben Whittaker? Speaking of Ben Whittaker, that's a whole entire subject in and of itself. Obviously, you saw what happened to him tonight. It was a travesty, right? It went to a technical draw or a no contest, and I know that's not really a blemish on his record, but at the same time it is. And let me tell you why. This fight with Liam Cameron, it made him look human. It showed what happens when he's not able to showboat and have the right amount of space to do so. But just like with anything else, any controversial matchups, you might probably see a rematch to that. Let me tell you where you won't see a rematch, is between Bivol and Arthur Beterbiev tonight. You're not going to see a rematch going on with that. You want to know why? Well, it's as simple as this. They don't have a rematch clause, and as a result of not having a rematch clause, well, they don't have to fight each other again, and there really is no interest in having them do so. But where does Arthur Beterbiev lead from here? You know what? I wouldn't be mad if Arthur Beterbiev decides he wants to retire from here, because he's already accomplished it all, and this is the best way to accomplish it, is going out on top. But either way, The future remains unclear of what is going to happen between these two, but these are what I'm suggesting for them. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I will see you guys in the next video to come, inshallah.